Good morning. Hello and welcome back. Once again, my name's Kara and this is the channel I'm using to document a year-long low-buy project among many other things. The low-buy project helps me to keep a tight budget, which is helping me to pay off my student loans as fast as I can. And today I'm going to be just kind of doing a day in the life, I guess you would call it. I'm not really sure what we should call this. But it's kind of a different day in the life than usual because I have something to do today that I've never done before. I've mentioned it in the past in other videos and talked about it a little bit, but I follow a carnivore diet, so I eat only animal products except for coffee and tea. And my coworker, who does a lot of bird hunting, he brought me a duck. He brought me a full-size a mallard, and it's beautiful, and I hung it in my parents' garage, and today I'm going to go. It's been hanging for a couple of days now, so I'm going to go, and this is a day in my life, all right, but it's not something that I have a lot of experience with yet, so I'm going to go and pluck the duck and butcher it the way that my friend showed me. And you're gonna get to come along for the ride if you so desire. After that, I'll probably talk a little bit more. And yeah, anyway, it's a beautiful winter day in North Idaho and it's snowing big fat snowflakes. So I'm gonna bundle up and then head to my parents' house where I have been very lucky that they are letting me use their garage for this. And yeah, I'll see you over there. Well, here we are again. As you remember from the pig videos, this is my parents' garage, and you can see just over my shoulder there, the duck has been hanging. This is now 2 full days, a little over 48 hours. It's been hanging and waiting for me. So I'm going to take it down and bring it over to get a closer look to it, and yeah, we'll get started. So it's a mallard, and it's really pretty. Shiny green head. It's very, very soft. And I'm going to start plucking it. I learned from the guy who hunted it for me that after hanging for a little while, it will be easy to pluck. So I'm not going to have to do any kind of scalding or anything really equipment intensive. So I'm going to get set up to do that, and then I'll film a little more of it. Okay, well, here's my duck, and here we are just with a trash can, empty plastic bag ready for the feathers. And I saw my friend do this yesterday, and I did it a little bit myself. We practiced outside, and it was easy. So now we're going to find out if mine is easy, and it'll be great. It is easy. Yeah, so I didn't expect 2 days ago that I would be spending this day plucking a duck. But this is what happens when you're enthusiastic about wild game and you have friends in North Idaho who are enthusiastic about procuring wild game. It is what they say, a win-win. Okay, so that took a little over a half hour to fully pluck, and then we used actually just a very large, like a long candle lighter, and singed off the pin feathers. And I'll show you my duck. He's kind of naked now. He is over here. So this is basically what my friend did last night and showed me, and now I'm going to take the left and right breast and the left and right leg and thigh, and the rest of the carcass, well, and also the innards, and then the rest of the carcass I'm going to take the wings off. It seems like a lot of trouble to pluck them. I'm going to take the wings off, I'm going to take off the head, take off the feet, take off the tail, and so then the rest of the carcass that's been plucked, I'm going to make stock and get the fat out of. But this is kind of a troubling thing for me to see how much of the animal I don't want to bother with. And I know that other people would have more knowledge and more skill and be able to use the whole thing. I am not going to be able to use the whole thing this first time around. So that's a lesson learned, and I will have a more experienced help when I can do it again. All right. Well, oh gosh, the light in here is probably going to be really weird. Anyway, I'm home again. I am in my own kitchen, and all of the messy parts are pretty much done with. So I wanted to show you what I have, and then I'm gonna get to cooking. My plan is to just pan fry the breasts and the thighs and enjoy those for dinner tonight. I have the liver and the hearts, and I'm going to saute them in some butter and wine and then make pate. I love liver pate, and I have some chicken liver in my freezer that I might thaw out and add to it as well, just so that I can make a nice big batch. But yeah, anyway, so this is what I brought home from my parents' garage. This is a bag of the liver and hearts, and okay, yeah, and I'm gonna use the plural because it's too confusing otherwise. My friend who showed me how to do it also gave me the leftover of the carcass of that one. So I have plural of some of these things, but not all. And then is this mine or is this one his? I think this one was mine. So then here's the butchered and with the meat and the organs removed. That's the majority of the carcass. I'm going to roast those and then boil them to make broth. So yeah, we just got a nice little pile of food here, and really nice, like healthy red meat. This is one of the breasts. I'm just really looking forward to this. I'm going to rinse them off and pat them dry. And when he made one for me yesterday, just right on his kitchen table, he's butchering a duck, turning around and cooking it. He just put salt and pepper on it and sauteed it in butter, pan-fried it in butter, and it was delicious. So I'm kind of thinking I will just repeat that for my dinner tonight. So yeah, this was the unexpected duck and a day in my life at random moments. So yeah, I'm gonna clean my stuff here and then clean my hands, and then maybe we'll talk more. Hi. Okay. Well. Oh, what a beautiful day this was. So, I have now got the duck bodies, the bones and connective tissue, and the fat that is attached to that is roasted and is now cooking on the stovetop with a bunch of water and a little bit of chicken broth. I decided might as well go for rich. So now it's getting boiled down into some nice broth. I ate 3 duck breasts and 2 duck legs. And that's like a pretty normal amount of meat for me. I usually eat between 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat a day. It's actually increased through the fall and winter. Anyway, like whatever. But it was a normal amount of meat for me. I probably could have eaten a little more, but there just isn't more. And then the organs are all in the fridge, and in the next, probably tomorrow, maybe in the morning, I will saute those and make the pate and let it solidify and set up tomorrow. Anyway, it's just a really cool day. What a good experience to just go a few steps further into the source of my food, because I've eaten duck over the years many times and I've loved duck always. And to just get a little closer to where my food is coming from and how beautiful it is that a friend of mine who, you know, he and his wife are crazy about procuring their own food, and they do a lot of fermenting of vegetables and a lot of canning, and they garden, and they have chickens and ducks at their house. and he hunts and he fishes. He's a fantastic fishing guide. If you want to come fishing in northern Idaho or northwest Montana, look for Lucas Jones. He's a wonderful fishing guide. So he just is a consummate outdoorsman, and the fact that just because he knows how I eat, and he's been out hunting duck since the season opened, and he just brought me a duck in a paper bag at work. Just, you like duck, right? Yes, I do. And he shoves a bag into my hand, and I open it up, and there's a mallard. Just wonderful, wonderful people, he and his wife, and the lifestyle that they have. I have a lot to learn from them, even though I won't necessarily eat everything that they're into making. Anyway, just great people, and what a day of basking in gratitude for their friendship and for the way they live. Not they want to. I want to imitate them more, but they are doing it, and they're very inspiring to me. Now I am once again in the spare bedroom of my house, the spare bedroom that is empty, but I will hopefully be living here in a few months. And yeah, this was a day in the life, a day off. I have no idea. I could never film what my work life is like, because it's just kind of constant. I am busy. I would love to give you days in the life that show what my work is like and that show what my home life is like. But I think you see a bit of my home life. I rent a room in a wonderful family's house, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. But then my work life, so I work in the back. I'm not on the floor very much, but I work in the back at a local independent natural food store. I love it. I completely love it, and it surprises me how much I love it, because I care about food, and I care about nutrition, and I care about natural food, and I care about, locally sourcing the food. And I know that some of my values are actually quite compromised. Some of my values are quite compromised in my role. Like, every time I order from our nationwide brand distributor, and when we need Beyond Burgers, and we need the Beyond Meat sausages, and we need Beyond fake ground beef, I hate ordering that. I absolutely hate ordering it, and I because of what I know about it from an environmental perspective and from a health perspective, I absolutely feel morally compromised by putting that in our freezer and selling it. However, I'm not in a position to choose what our store carries. And if I move into that role, I know that I will then have a variety of factors that I at present do not face, a variety of factors of why we should or do or must continue carrying those products. And that is something that I hope to face in the future, and could possibly bring a new set, or if not an entirely new set of values, at least integrate a few more values into our product selection process. Like, is it supporting regenerative agriculture? Is it actually as healthy as it claims to be for human health? And of course, no fake meats actually are good for human health, and no fake meats can take the environmental or ethical high ground. So anyway, how did we get on this topic? If I were to show you a day in the life of me at work, first of all, I don't film at work. I'm not going to. And then I also have zero time to spare. I am grateful to the way that I eat and my own energy level and work ethic. I don't take very many breaks, and for the most part, I clock in and it is nose to the grindstone for 8 to, on certain days of the week, 11 to 12 hours. And I am working hard to do a good job because I care about that business, and I value what the store is about as a small business, and I don't screw around. And so to be getting my phone out to try to film any portion of my workday is just not something that's going to happen. It's just not. So anyway, day in the life is something that can really only happen on a day off. And then my days off are sometimes full of really random things. Like I never expected that this day off I would be processing a duck for the first time and really enjoying it and learning a lot. Yeah. And I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wasn't excessive hard work and it wasn't hours and hours and hours. But what you didn't see was also I did 4 loads of laundry and I cleaned my bathroom, and I've been doing a lot of kitchen work. And this week I started going through my kitchen because my housemate moved away a little over a month ago. I'd had a housemate for a couple of years and he moved out, and this was actually his room. But he was an omnivore, and he also cooked with a lot of gadgets. And our kitchen had, there was always a toaster and a rice cooker and a crock pot and a coffee maker and all these gadgets out in the kitchen. And this week, and especially today, I cleaned and put away and said thank you and goodbye to many gadgets lying around in our kitchen that were cluttering it up that I don't use. And even for coffee, my preferred method of making coffee is to use a pour over. And so I even cleaned out and ran vinegar water through it, cleaned the coffee pot, and put the coffee pot away today. And it just felt really good to make the kitchen what will work for me on my own. Even as I will admit, I miss my housemate. He was great as a housemate. We got along, and it was fun to have conversation with him every evening or every other or so. But my needs are not his, and with him not around, it was nice to finally put away all the gadgets. I'm never going to use a toaster. I'm never going to use a rice cooker. So anyway, I did a lot today that was not filmed, and those contribute to me being kind of pooped. Yeah. Anyway, day in the life. I am going to go back and make sure that any of this is coherent and edit them together and get ready to post it on Thursday. Yeah. This is me, pooped at the end of a day off. I processed a duck today. I did a lot of laundry. I cleaned, and I guess I'm ready to go back to work tomorrow, and do another work week. So, cheers. I hope you had a good week and weekend as well, and I will talk to you sometime soon. Bye.